Okay, problem number 4. Management is considering using higher quality components that would increase variable costs by $1 per unit. Marketing manager believes this higher quality product is going to increase sales by 10% per month. We want to calculate the total change in the contribution margin, and we're going to use the same information as we used in problem 3. So if you go back to problem 3, our sales per unit is our sales price per unit is 50. Variable expenses worth 35. We're going to add $1 for the higher quality component, so our variable expenses are 36. So if we subtract 36 from 50, we get a contribution margin of 14. So if we look, right now we're selling, or in number 3 we were selling 9,000 units, we're going to increase that by 10%. So if you multiply the 9,000 units by 1.1 itself plus 10%, we would get 9,900 units. So if you multiply, looking at your expected contribution margin with this higher quality component, if we multiply the 9,900 by the $14 contribution margin, we get 138.6. Our present contribution margin with the 9,000 units times 15, if you go back to number 3, the contribution margin per unit was 15, so that would give us 135. So this would increase our contribution margin by $3,600, so yes, we would do it. And number 5, Bobby is a single product, selling price is $180, variable expenses $80, and the fixed expenses are $30,000. We want to use the equation method to determine the unit sales that are required to earn a target profit of $8,000. So if we set up the equation this way, profit equals unit contribution margin times quantity minus fixed expenses, we can go ahead and solve. Our profit is given as $8,000. Unit contribution margin would be the 180 selling price minus the 80 variable expense times the quantity, and our fixed expenses are $30,000. So 180 minus 80 is 100, so 100 Q for quantity minus 30,000 is going to equal that 8,000. So we're going to just solve this algebraically, add 30,000 to each side of the equation. That gives us 38,000 equals 100 Q. Divide both sides by the 100, and that gives us 380 units. And number 6, using the formula method, determine the dollar sales that are required to earn a target profit of 10,000, and we're using the information from question number 5. So our contribution margin per unit is sales of 180 minus variable expenses of 80, so it's 100. Contribution margin ratio is the contribution margin per unit of 100 divided by 180 in sales, and that gave us 0.5555. I believe the homework problem says do not round. I think I did have to round, I had too many digits, but I left it with 4. Now to go ahead and use the formula method, we're going to take the $10,000, which is our target profit, plus our $30,000 in fixed expenses, divided by our contribution margin ratio, which was 0.5555. That gives us 72,007. It was actually, I think, 0.20, and I rounded it to 7. But that should be the same as problem number 6.